So I hear congratulations are in order.
Ah, really? It was nothing.
Well, that's not the way I hear it. I've heard that you were instrumental in our acquisition of Nintendo.
Well, thank you.
Grabbing them folks off the back of the whole NES craze was a real smart move. And I gotta say, here at the EA family, we're really glad to be bringing the big N into the fold. And speaking personally, I can't wait to see the hyper-realistic flight sims and historically accurate real-time strategy games they'll be making for us.
The what now?
The hyper-realistic flight simulators and historically accurate real-time strategy games they'll be making for us.
But Nintendo were mostly known for making cartoony, wacky, action-oriented, family-friendly games, not
hyper-realistic flight simulators and historically accurate real-time strategy games. Yes, I know, this is a new business strategy thing we're trying.
Oh?
Yeah, you see, what we're going to do is we're going to acquire a new studio that has a history of making one particular type of game. Then we're going to put them under incredible amounts of pressure to try and make that game only in a much shorter amount of time. Then when they fail at that, we're going to make them make new games that they've never made before and have no idea how to make. And then when they fail at that, we're going to carve them up and then we get to keep the good bits and sell off the awful.
Awful?
Yeah, well, that's the IP that we can't make fast, low-effort profit from.
Wow, that's cold.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that a little short-sighted, though? I mean, that's not going to work over the longer term.
I have no idea. That's just what we're doing now.
Oh, okay then.
Best not to think about it too much.
I'll try not to.
Okay then, so what great new IPs do we have to work with now then?
Well, there's the Mario franchise.
The Mario franchise.
Yeah, he started out as just a player character called Jumpman in a King Kong rip-off game. And Nintendo had great success with him over three standalone titles.
I see.
Yeah, he's kind of their mascot and most popular character. I'm surprised you've not heard of him.
Nah, I tend to let the computer nerds worry about that kind of stuff.
Oh.
So what did you have in mind for him?
Well, I thought what we could do is we could take the foundations that Nintendo had already laid out in the 3 previous games, and then we could just iterate and make each part of it slightly better. We'll make the levels longer, we'll improve the graphics, really take advantage of the new 16-bit console that we've acquired from them. Improve the sound, maybe put some more power-ups in it, and maybe I was thinking a dinosaur that you could ride on, and just generally improve on it in every single way.
Yeah, none of that's really grabbing me.
No?
No, you see, we like to look at what everybody else is doing, and then do that.
Oh.
I see Sega have done really well with this new Golden Axe thing.
But that's a totally different type of game.
Is it?
Yeah, Mario's a platformer, and Golden Axe is a medieval fantasy beat-em-up with swords and magic and stuff.
Yeah, you should do that.
Well, turn Mario into a medieval fantasy beat-em-up with
swords and magic and stuff. Yeah, that's what the kids like these days.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out.
You know what else you should add?
Go on.
A plot.
Okay, a really expansive story, and we can explore Mario as a character, and maybe build on the Mushroom Kingdom, and give it an expansive lore and a history, and we can introduce some new characters, and we could give them a backstory and motivations, and just really have an interwoven narrative.
Yeah, sure, why not? Just make sure to write it all, and then chop some really important bits out.
Excuse me?
Chop some really important bits out.
Why would I do that?
Yeah, well, you see, we had this idea that the kids would play the game and love it so much that they would want to know more about the story. So we could then sell them the bits that we just chopped out.
Oh, that sounds shady.
Doesn't it?
So will it come out on another games cartridge?
Yeah, well, that might increase costs a little more than we had in mind.
Oh.
Because the goal is to try and make as much money off the least amount of effort, after all.
So if we're not going to print them onto another games cartridge, how are we going to sell them the bits that we've just cut out?
Yeah, well, the nerds have come up with this crazy idea where the kids have to, call us something, and then we give them the missing parts of the game in exchange for their parents' credit card details.
They call us. How's that going to work?
I'm not even going to pretend like I understand how it works. But basically, the geeks say that the kids now need to plug our new Nintendo console into a telephone.
A telephone?
Yeah, I know, right? But apparently, the kids, they plug the telephone into the Nintendo, and then they send us their mom's credit card details, and then we pour the missing part of the game down the telephone to them. But I mean, it's great because it cuts out that whole money for a tangible object dilemma that we've been dealing with for years.
Neat.
Plus, we can even tell the console not to play the game anymore at all.
What? Why would we do that?
Okay, so let's say your new Mario game is really good and the kids really like playing it. And they're going to play it for a long time. But then we've made a new console and a new Mario game and we want the kids to buy that one. Well, we can just tell the old console just to stop playing the games. And then they'll have to buy the new one from us.
Wow, that's awful. I don't think they'll stand for that.
Well, if we leave it long enough between releasing the original one and then telling it to stop working, then I don't see why not. Plus, what we could potentially do is then resell them the old game, but on the new console.
No.
Totally. Analysts, they have this new phenomenon they've been working on called nostalgia or something like that, where basically what it does is it makes people pay for things, again, that they already own.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
Hey, your new Mario game will be a great place to try out these new teeny transactions that we've been talking about in the office lately.
Teeny transactions.
It's a working title. I mean, what do kids love more than anything else?
I heard they quite like that Star Wars thing. Oh, we're not going to try and resell them that, are we?
No. Colors.
Colours.
Colors.
Colours.
Colors.
You can keep saying it, but it's not going to make any more sense.
Kids love colors. You should make Mario's clothes different colors.
Oh, so the players can pick the colour of the clothes that they want Mario to wear?
They can if they pay for it.
Oh, dear God.
They won't have to pay a lot. That's why we're calling them teeny. Plus, if they're teeny, the kids won't think too much about the fact that they're paying to change a character in a video game that we can turn off at any time a different color.
That's incredible.
Thank you very much. And we're also thinking about having kind of a lucky dip thing going on with it, so that way the kids won't know what color they're going to get when they pay up front. So that way they will just keep paying and paying and paying until they get a color that they want. Also, we're thinking about making some colors rare. And we'll call them like elite or legendary or something like that. And then all the kids will really want the elite or the legendary rare colors. And then they'll pay even more and even more and even more. So that way they could show off to all the people they've never met that their Mario has got different colors on that they could have had if they had spent as much money as they did.
Kind of like gambling.
Exactly like gambling.
Isn't gambling for kids like illegal everywhere?
I don't know.
Oh.
And it's not totally the same as gambling.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not like they're getting money or anything. Besides, if anyone does say that, we can always turn around and say, well, the kids don't have to play as Mario and this amazing purple and gold legendary suit.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Well, I'm feeling totally great about the direction for the new Super Mario Brothers game.
Yeah, so the new Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo is going to be a medieval fantasy beat-em-up with swords and magic and stuff, with an intricate plot line with crucial parts cut out so that it can be then sold on at a later date. And the players can pay
teeny transactions
to possibly make Mario's clothes a different colour.
Perfect.
Jesus.
Now, how long do you think it's going to take?
I don't know, maybe about 9 months to get it all finished?
Great! I'll get a press release together saying that the game will be available in 5 months from now.
What? It won't be finished by then?
Don't worry, we'll just tell them it's some sort of special early access or beta test or something.
Fucking hell, what? You're going to charge him for that as well?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Dan here from Cryonoir. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, check out Screen Rant's pitch meetings, because that's effectively where I stole that format from. So they do that, only they do it for movies, and they do it a hell of a lot better than I do, with higher production values and just generally amazing. But if you enjoyed my video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and check out some of my other content as well. Yeah, you should do that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you very soon. All right, bye bye.